Zen Shiatsu Assignment 2, Sarah Holness, Task 1. Start here. At the beginning of the life forms, people believe that life was created by an explosion or a spark generated by something like electricity, and this created life as in forms, described by many as a primordial soup, or believed to be like a primordial soup, floating about, single-celled, simple organisms floating about. The life cycle of the amoeba starts here at stage 1, making a border and initiating exchange. The amoeba realises that it is separate from the rest of the primordial soup and that it has a permeable border which allows for an exchange of energy coming in and waste coming out. It's separate yet coexisting, and its border is neither too closed or open, allowing this exchange. As described by Beresford Cook, temporary moment of stillness at this stage. In traditional Chinese medicine terms, the lungs rule the skin, which is like a permeable border, and the large intestine deals with elimination of waste. Masanaga's catchphrase for this stage is intake of qi and elimination. It's on the border, which is on the outside. Our skin is like a border, and our breath of life begins, and death is a final breath out, and the lung and large intestine do relate to grief. Stage 2, satisfying needs. Beresford Cook describes this as an emptiness or need manifests, which we will call kyo. The meridian pair are the stomach and the spleen, and they are situated on the front of the body. These illustrations are from Beresford Cook, and we have 4 stages to this part. So the amoeba, first of all, sees something that looks interesting and it makes it feel hungry. It thinks yum. This relates to the stomach meridian, which is the yang and appetite. So in part 2 of this stage, it moves towards the yummy thing, sends out a pseudopodium. That action is the yang of the stomach. In part 3, the enveloping of the yummy thing is considered to be yin, and this is the action of the spleen. And in 4, it's breaking down so that it can start the assimilation process. So stage 2, catchphrase from Masanaga, is obtaining nourishment and digestion. In traditional Chinese medicine, Beresford Cook states that this is called the Yun Hao, which is transforming food into qi to make true qi. She also says this hunger may be for not just food, but for approval, possession, status, information, or love. And this relates to overthinking, possibly about any of these. And another quote here from Beresford Cook. It says, our own human hidden needs can be activated in the same way by the direct perception of something that will satisfy them, or the triggering of a memory or a concept of satisfaction from the past, which may or may not still be relevant. Stage 3, assimilating and integrating nourishment. The small intestine assimilates the nourishment into the centre of the self, and the heart is considered the consciousness central control, and decides what is needed moment to moment. It's situated on the inside of the body. The catchphrase from Masanaga is assimilation into the central core. And from Beresford Cook, the movement of energy in this first half of the cycle since the amoeba first differentiated itself from its environment, has been directed towards bringing nourishment to the centre. That's on page 155. Moving on from stage 3 to stage 4, flight from danger. The meridian pair are the bladder and kidney, and these deal with the urge for flight from something dangerous, something that's going to get us, a predator. Masanaga described this as impetus, or willpower, and fear. The catchphrase for this stage is purification and impetus. Stage 5. Oops, we've got another quote here from Beresford Cook. So she says, the impetus for all our actions, functions and metabolic processes is provided in the East Asian tradition by the kidneys. If that impetus slows down, all bodily functions slow down, and as a result stagnation can occur and residues build up. This makes me think of a river flowing when it's clear or not flowing when it's not clear, and the water element of the bladder and kidney. Moving on to stage 5 then, circulation and protection. This is situated in the surface and lining. So we realise, the amoeba realises that coexisting also offers an extra layer of protection. The triple heater protects the surface from environmental hazards, including other people's stuff or other people's issues, and the heart protector acts like a lining and like an inner shield to protect the emotional core. And in traditional Chinese medicine, the triple heater is said to distribute source qi and fluids, and the heart protector assists protecting the heart. The physiological functions are circulation of blood and lymph. And the Masanaga catchphrase is circulation and protection. And from Beresford Cook, she says, if we adopt an enclosed protective posture, sitting with our knees raised, our head lowered and our arms crossed over our knees, the extended meridian in the triple heater is visible in its entirety, protecting our whole body surface. The heart protector meridian, on the other hand, is invisible to an observer, but visible to ourselves, since it forms the lining of the enclosed capsule formed by our protected body posture. Moving on to stage 6. Choice of direction. This relates to the liver and gallbladder meridians and is situated on the sides of the body. The catchphrase is irresolution. Masanaga called it irresolution because it's that moment before deciding what action to take. Will I explore or will I stay at home? Will I invade my neighbours or will I make friends with them, for example? In traditional Chinese medicine, the liver is said to store blood and deals with the flow of qi, and the gallbladder for distribution. In Zen Shiatsu, it's the moment of decision, when to store and when to distribute. From Beresford Cook, the liver can be compared to a general, marshalling reserves according to long-term strategy, the gallbladder to an officer in the field, making moment-to-moment decisions on the deployment of those reserves based on the current situation. So all of the information from this task is taken from Shiatsu Theory and Practice, 3rd edition, 2022, Carola Beresford Cook, published by Singing Dragon. And in her conclusion, at the end of this chapter, she says, Masanaga's genius was this. He retold the ancient Chinese theory in modern form, allowing the universal truth of the meridian system to shine through. The meridians are not where they are because the ancient texts say so, they are where they are because of their energetic function. His version of meridian theory takes it out of its 1,000-year-old wrappings, dusts it down and gives us a fresh, dynamic model of the workings of energy in the living things accessible through the meridians. And the diagrams from the amoeba are from Beresford Cook, from pages 153 to 156, with slight variations by myself. The primordial soup illustration was by myself. The dinosaur is an adaptation of part of an illustration on Google Images. Search commons.wikimedia.org, author myfavoritedinosaur.com, and Lady of Hats. Thank you.